Hey guys, Marsegid here bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to take a look at the TEQ TAPION EZA that came out on JP today. I was actually having a look around. I kind of forgot that he was out today for JP, and I haven't seen anyone else post a video. I know, knowing my luck, I'm going to put this up and it will go up like just as everybody else does theirs, but I thought it was quite surprising to see like Truth, Dokkan World, Minato, like none of those guys have done a showcase for Tapion yet. So, you know, to quote Dragon Fist Goku, if I don't do it, who will, right? So here's TEQ Tapion, very basic sticker effect, kind of not really surprising. Now, of course, on the private server, even though some of the stuff is translated into English, the passive and stuff is not. So we have that up here on the wiki. And to be honest, like, he seems like he could be really good. So his super attack is that he raises attack and defense for 1 turn, does supreme damage to the enemy and lowers attack. His passive is attack and defense 160%. Then he has a medium chance to crit, which is built in. He gets an additional attack and defense 80% and performs a guaranteed crit when attacking when there is a movie boss's enemy. Then he changes STR orbs to rainbow orbs. He gives movie heroes allies 40% attack and defense. He has a chance to dodge 30%. And then gives movie heroes allies 2 ki and chance to perform a critical hit when you collect 1 or more rainbow orb. You get chance to dodge extra 10% per rainbow orb with 2 or more rainbow orbs obtained, and then he gets attack and defense 80% with 3 or more rainbow orbs. So he creates rainbow orbs. Basically, if he picks up 1, he gives the chance to dodge 30% and movie heroes allies plus 2 ki, as well as 20% chance to crit. If you get 2 orbs, he gets an extra 10% dodge, and then if you get 3 rainbow orbs, then he gets 80% extra attack and defense as well. So that does seem pretty good. We've got him on rotation here. We're basically running the new Goku, but with a movie heroes team. Now, the one thing is, he's not on the 200% leader skill. 200% leads, he only has physical Carnival Sword of Hope Trunks, because he's a time traveler's 200% lead, but obviously then his team has got very few movie heroes on it. And then the Harudagon, he's actually on his 200% lead, but he doesn't really fit on that team very well. He's supporting movie heroes. So this seems like a good team for him, despite the not getting the 200% leader skill, right? So he's got 182k defense start of turn. Now he's going to get, what, 80... We're not fighting a movie boss enemy in this first fight, actually, because I wanted to see like how he would do. So we do want to try and pick up some rainbow orbs. Not going to be very difficult, considering the number of them that we have created here. So I think we can get, we can get 4. 4's the best way to go, right? So with each 4, it's 10% dodge per rainbow key sphere obtained when you've picked up 2 or more, on top of the 30% chance that he already has in his passive. So that means, in theory, he's getting an extra, what, he's going to have 70% dodge on this turn. That's pretty crazy, right? So we'll go ahead and grab those. We did also get 3 or more rainbow orbs, so we're going to get the extra 80% attack and defense. Now, unfortunately, that is when attacking. So, as we can see, like, his defense hasn't gone up here, but he's going to be getting a significant amount, right? 80% on super is going to be, what, he's going to be rocking an extra 150 maybe? So that already puts him up over 300k. Then he gets the 30% raise from his actual super attack effect as well. So whilst it's not a crazy high level of defense, he's providing a ton of support to everybody else on the turn, and he's going to have 70% chance to dodge on this turn. Now, obviously, outside of a showcase setting, you're just going to be using him on as like a 3rd slot floating unit that's there to provide support. And I guess the situation could come up, the issue could arise, right, where units that want to go in slot 3 and then require a certain type of orbs, even when they create them themselves, it can be a little bit awkward because the other 2 units in the turn have to pick up orbs first. The major difference, of course, is the fact that they're rainbow orbs. So because of the way that, you know, will very often connect up the orb field, it should be very easy for him to have a bunch of orbs left over. So additional super here getting 6 mil. He takes obviously double digits from the normals. We didn't get the dodge, which is unfortunate considering how high his dodge chance should be. But when I look at his like hidden potential, he already has a built-in medium chance to crit, and you're not going to be using him on the team to do damage. So you literally just build him full dodge with some additional. And there'll be turns where, as long as you get those rainbow orbs, he's going to be dodging like every single attack on the turn. And obviously that will be very, very good. I realised now, no, we have the other Piccolo, so we'll be fine. I was going to say, I threw this team together. I wasn't sure actually how many Bond of Buster and Disciple characters we had. So who's best to put in slot 1? I mean, you're a support unit, I guess. We kind of want you floated off here. Not a lot of key, though, on this turn. Bit of a shame, considering we created a bunch of rainbow orbs on the last turn. But we have not really... we've not really carried over any of those. Fortunately, of course, Piccolo's going to give everyone 2 key when he gets hit. So we can go ahead and do this. The GT Duo potentially not going to get a lot of additional supers here, but that should be fine. I noticed with the recent update, there's probably an option to change it, and I just haven't looked at it. But as you can obviously tell, the private server has like a weird coloured theme on it at the moment. You probably can change it, but I literally just loaded it up, did the update, and jumped into the event like after making the team with Tapion. Right, so... but yeah, this EZA seems like it could be very, very good for movie heroes. I mean, Goku is very powerful, of course, the new Super Saiyan 3 Dragon Fist Goku. So a unit that you can put on his team, floating, that's going to be giving him 40% extra attack and defense, as well as he does give extra ki as well, which can be good, considering Goku is a Super Saiyan 3, so he also has over in a flash. Depending on how you're building his team, having extra ki from a support unit is always nice as well. So I think he's going to be looking pretty solid. I guess the biggest issue that all units have in this current meta is the fact that he's a tech unit and some of the bigger bosses are int. So like Fusion Zamasu turn 1, it's going to be pretty awkward because the orbs, a lot of the buffs that he gets, it seems to be that the orbs, the dodge chance, I'm not sure how it's calculated in the turn, because like the extra attack is all obviously given when he goes to attack. So even if you pick up a ton of orbs with him, I'm actually not sure when in the turn like he gets that dodge, because if he gets it when he attacks, then obviously he's going to be terrible against AoEs, and he's tech, which makes him very bad against Fusion Zamasu. But surprise, surprise, right? A tech unit bad against Fusion Zamasu, who would have thought? So we can get 4 rainbow orbs here again, so still very good. We'll be rocking the same defense here, 182k. I mean, I feel like that's pretty solid, right? He's got these nice 4 links with Piccolo, although Piccolo will probably be another unit that you could still run on a movie heroes team, but you're not going to be running them on a rotation like this, right? So chances are this guy's going to be floating. If you're running a main rotation, he's going to be lucky sometimes to maybe just get like Fierce Battle, because he has Hero, Experienced Fighters, Courage, Revival, Brainiacs, Solid Support, Fierce Battle. There are some Gokus that will have Experienced Fighters, and then I guess like if you're using LR Piccolo, depending which slot he's in, I think he has, does he have Brainiacs? There might be a couple of links that he could pick up, but for the most part, if he's just being a floater, he's not going to be having a ton of links active. But there you go. That's the kind of turn we want to see, right? A unit that's giving us 40% attack and defense, and then they just dodge every single attack on the turn. That's pretty good. Now, of course, there is the, you know, it's the UI Goku meme, right? He can have 70% chance to dodge. He can have 80% chance to dodge. He's still potentially not going to dodge that one big attack that will be the kicker, but definitely could be interesting. I do want to take him into, we're seeing like the same kind of numbers here, right? So I do want to take him into a stage where we're fighting a movie boss enemy. The only problem is really like, you know, that's not a very meta relevant like fight, right? There's not really any movie boss stages that are worth running, right? Like Zamasu's not, none of the Dismal Future Red Zone is, Omega is not, obviously. So it's one of those things, unfortunately. We're getting new movie boss Red Zone on JP though, that's the big thing, I guess. So he is coming out now on JP at a time when we're getting a new movie boss's Red Zone. So that's something I actually hadn't even really thought to consider until just now. Is like the new hardest fight in the game is potentially going to be out in a couple of weeks' time, and it's going to be a movie boss enemy. And against that enemy, we're getting an extra 80% attack and defense and guaranteed crits. And the defense is actually start of turn as well. So on this rotation, now we've got a bit of extra defense because of Gamma 2. If we're getting an extra 80% defense on this turn, that means he's starting off the turn over 300k. And then obviously we get the extra buff if we get the orbs on super, putting him well over 400k with the super attack effect as well. On his best turn, if he's double supering, he could be well over 500k, maybe even close to 600k defense with 70% chance to dodge. That means even if he doesn't dodge, he's tanking most normals in the game outside of obviously the big hard hitting int units, which I think is pretty good, right? So this is one of the turns where it could be a bit awkward. We haven't got a ton of rainbow orbs. We drop down some here from the top. We can get 3. So this will be technically the worst one. We've got 4 out of him both times. And we'll see how well he does here on this turn. I thought the Gamma stage was an interesting one to jump into, but if we jump into a movie boss stage here next and see, I don't know if the private server must have the new one, right, from JP. I know there's only 2 stages out and they're not particularly hard, but otherwise we'll have to jump into one of the older ones, or we could just jump into Cell Max as well potentially. But yeah, I thought it would be an interesting one to try him out against a non-movie boss, because that's where the majority of the difficult fights are at the moment. But yeah, so he's consistently around like a 6 million attack. He has a built-in 30% chance to crit, which we did get. Obviously against a movie boss it's guaranteed. And then he's tanking these guys. I know the Gammas aren't like the hardest hitting units in the game, but you know, tanking type neutral against Gamma 1 for like a couple of thousand, or having that on this turn, it would have been 60% chance to dodge, is pretty good, right? So I would say Tapion's looking pretty solid. Let's go ahead and jump into a stage where we're actually fighting a movie boss here. Okay, so the private server thing doesn't seem to have the new movie boss's red zone, so I've jumped into Cell Max here. Pretty bad first turn, but this does give us a good opportunity here to check out the which part of the turn the dodge will activate in, right? Because I mean, we'll never know for sure because he already has some built-in dodge, but by picking up 3 rainbow orbs here, he should have a pretty reasonable chance to dodge. So I guess if we dodge more attacks than we don't in slot 1 here, we could lean in that direction. But because he's going to have a 30% chance, I think, is his base. So I mean, we dodged literally half of the attacks, so it's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, someone will have to let me know with the way his passive is like worded, whether it's after supering. I mean, for the most part, as we've already said, right, he's mostly going to be a slot 3 floating unit, so it doesn't really matter too much if it is only on super, except for when it comes to the AoE enemies, right? So if it does activate as soon as you pick up the orbs, then he could be okay against Fusion Tommaso or any other future bosses. I know Wheelo does an AoE in that second stage of the new movie bosses thing, and he does it in the final phase, so you get a chance for your units to build up. Obviously Tapion, not a unit that actually does build up, so we'll get Piccolo floated off here, I think, for the support. Well, actually, no, if we float off you, we could see if, I don't know if we'll even really take much damage, but we could get the funny GT Vegeta support turn, which would be pretty cool. So, yeah, let's just do this. Should be good here. As long as Gamma 1 doesn't get supered immediately. Yeah, he only has to get a couple of hits, and he's going to super first now. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of Tech Tapion down below in the comment section. I think he looks really solid. Movie Heroes is, of course, a team that consistently gets buffs. So having a unit that's providing a solid amount of support, making rainbow orbs, because even outside of picking up those orbs for himself, rainbow orb changes are always really good for gluing these teams together, right? Being able to patch up holes where there's link differences. Units like, you know, God Goku, for example, who wants his physical orbs that he makes, having a few rainbow orbs dotted around helps those match up. I mean, obviously, God Goku doesn't need physical specifically, but having rainbow orbs all over the field helps to match up these strings of key. Sometimes they can be awkward, right? Because if you get too many rainbow orbs, you can't pick up a large amount of key. But he does change orbs. I guess the worst case scenario, thinking about it, is looking at his details, is that he changes... Oh no, he changes STR to rainbow. Sorry. I was going to say, I've kind of already forgotten what he does. But I was going to say, it'd be pretty awkward if Goku changed all the orbs to physical and then him in slot 3 changed them to rainbow. But that actually makes him even better than I was giving him credit for, because if he changes a specific type of orb, you can purposely save those orbs for him on the previous turn, right? Like, make sure you save a bunch of STR orbs, and then he's going to be changing them all into rainbow. So we'll go ahead and do this. Brainiacs, yeah, he does share Brainiacs and Fierce Battle and solid support with Piccolo. So, you know, if we have a rotation, this is why I'm floating off. I guess I should have floated off STR Piccolo. But on a rotation on this team, you could, if you wanted to, on a Movie Heroes team, have LR Piccolo and STR Piccolo as the rotation. And then Tapion slides into slot 3, grabs a couple of links, gives them both 40% attack and defense, whilst having a reasonable chance to dodge. So I think overall he seems like he could be pretty good, especially as a sub EZA. I'm not sure, did they add missions on JP for you to be able to get them? I guess not, right? Because he's a sub EZA that's from an EZA that came out ages ago. So that'll be the downside, is having to re-farm all of his stuff, right? But, you know, attack stat, pretty decent, considering he's just a support unit. Overall, I would say that he is a pretty W EZA. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. If you're over on the JP side, have you farmed up his EZA yet? Have you tried him out in some different events? I think he's actually looking pretty cool. By the time he comes to Global in April, we will have already had Saiyan Day. So depending on who we get, like, imagine we get a really good God Vegeta or something, and Movie Heroes yet again is making these gains, then that's going to be pretty cool. Actually, you know what? Let's see have they fixed the Dragon Fist thing on the private server yet. Let's see, because we should automatically counter the super if it has been fixed. But yeah, what I can do here, leave these STR orbs there. There aren't any other ones, but go ahead and do that. Right, let's see. Have they fixed the issue where Goku will just dodge the super instead of counter? They have not. Well, there you go. So Tapion's pretty good. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.